say I'm in Bali. I've got my paints organised, and I've got my easel and my stool and a canvas, and I'm ready to roll to Nusa Dua to do an awesome painting. So let's go. So here we are on the way to Nusa Dua.
Nusa Dua.
How cool is that? In Bali. How do you say Bali?
Bali.
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 B-R-L-I.
Yeah, Bali. And we're about 5 minutes or so away. And we're going to go to Blue, what's it called? Blue Water.
Coffee first, right?
Coffee first.
Oh, I've got to find a coffee first. And then we're going to go and paint. How cool. What a beautiful day. Yeah. So here we are in Bali.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Bali. We are in Kuta.
In Bali.
In Kuta, now we are destination in Nusa Dua.
And we're going to do some Dua.
Wonderful place.
To do an awesome painting. So this is the best coffee in Bali. That's Luwak Coffee, cat poo coffee. So we're going to go there, have a coffee, and then I'm going to start my painting. So, how cool is that, huh? Woohoo! Excellent.
Yes, this way? You can
Yeah, have a coffee.
Where you come from?
For Australia.
Australia. So before you trying our coffee, I will explain first, yeah?
Okay, sure.
This is for the coffee tree, token of the coffee. This is we grow Arabica coffee.
Right,
Yeah, so for the coffee, this is we harvest 2 times year. And
nice.
this is the beans of Arabica coffee. Yeah, this is the coffee beans. This one, yeah?
Nice.
But the red one, only the red color. This is not yet ripe.
Okay.
This way. And this is for the special animal we have here. We call it luwak or mongoose. Yeah, so actually we use the animal for making coffee here. So we use
Okay.
the poo from the animal to making coffee.
Right.
Yeah, so for the luwak animal, this is will eat the coffee and then they swallow the coffee, but he didn't digested the bean.
Thank you.
So luwak animal only keep the bean and they fermentation the bean in the stomach for 10 hours. And then when the animal comes out, so the poo from the animal still whole, because the animal eats only the skin of the coffee. And then luwak animal, this is also have like a special enzyme in the stomach, so the animal making for the coffee, low caffeine. Yes, for the luwak animal, this is active only at night and sleep in the day. Yeah, and then luwak animal, this is also have like a good instinct, so they know which one the coffee more better to they eat.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
So the poo came out from the animal still whole and still have second skin, because the animal eats only the first skin of the coffee, and then the second skin they remove with the poo. And then after that also we open the second skin until we get the coffee bean like this. We fill it one by one. Yeah, so this is the bean. And then for the poo is set only outside of the skin. After that we washing also the poo to make it sure the bean really clean, yeah?
Yeah.
And then after that we dry again for 2 days.
Okay.
And
Let's
then
have a
this is-
coffee.
Yeah. So after the cleaning, we roasting the coffee bean. 1 kilo coffee, this is roasting around 55 minutes until 1 hour. Until the bean change color and then until the aroma came out. Yeah, like this you can smell.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful,
this is after
isn't
the
it?
roasting.
Mm.
And then after the roasting, we put china stone. We ground it, yeah? Until
Ground
we
it.
get the smooth powder. And then for the last process, you must filter until we get the fine powder. Shaking it. Oh wow.
Okay.
And this is already.
Nice.
Also, this is instant coffee.
Instant coffee.
Yes. And then for the rest, this is we put back, we ground it again until become powder.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so you can find the end coffee in the table over there.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is also the coffee. So all this is for the testing.
Nice.
For the testing, this is you can start from here. This is the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. You can follow the list, so you can start from here until 15. Yes, and then for the testing, this is all with sugar. Only for the number 10, this is the Bali coffee. That's what no sugar. It's for the Luwak Coffee already coming, eh?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hazen's garden over there happily. A beautiful little place. What's that one?
Mango stain tea.
Mango steam. Okay. Oh. All prior to the painting, huh? I could even do a painting here. But I think our tour guide's got a good spot for us.
These are so delicious.
Oh,
Thank
beautiful.
you. And this is for the Luwak Coffee. So we have cassava chip also.
Thank you.
Some for you.
Thank you. Looks quite normal, doesn't it?
He says you wait.
For the Luwak Coffee, this is no sugar and no filter, but we have separate sugar and creamer, yeah? Maybe later you want to with sugar, you can add sugar as you like. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your
Bye-bye.
drink. Bye.
That is the last bit. So where are we now, Eddie?
Uluwatu, so we going to Padang Padang beach.
Padang Beach.
It's the Heathen
Okay, Padang
cliff.
Beach.
Yeah.
Cool. And what's this one called, Eddie?
Padang Padang.
Oh, beautiful. We're heading down there now just to see if we can do a painting. Beautiful.
Beware of monkey.
Down to the beach.
Yes.
Okay, okay. We go.
Beware of monkey.
We go. Hey, little fella. Offering, Hindu. Wow, it's getting interesting now. All this for a painting, huh? Almost there.
Ja, ich liebe es. Die trinke ich auch voll gerne. Die Essen ist geil. Das mag ich viel lieber.
How are you? How cool is this? I think I've found the spot. What do you think? This is going to be beautiful. Okay, now I've got to work out the formula. So here we are in Padang Padang Beach in Bali. We found this little alcovey bit here where they're keeping surfboards and things. And that's my scene out there that I'm going to paint. And I've set myself up with a lovely little canvas and an easel and things like that. And here's my paints here. And I'm going to use some gloss varnish and also some flow medium just to keep the medium reasonably workable. These are my paints that I'm going to use. There's the brushes, just a little palette, nice little portable palette like that. And somewhere along the line I lost my metal water cup, so I've made do and tried to recycle for Bali. So let's begin. So what I'm doing now is I'm just getting some basic lines in for the water line and where the sea sort of goes to the shore, just getting a line of sight, and also an eye line of the top of the rocks where they meet the water, so the water line. And the rocks will go out to about there somewhere. And the sea line is just there. So now I've got my basic sketch. I like that little house. If you can see that little house just up in the distance up there. That sits about there. Somewhere there. And then there's another little house just above it. So you've got a bit of a perspective. And that's about there. Something like that. They're a little bit too big, but that's okay. And then we bring them down here. So I'm just going to make them a little bit bigger than what they are, just so it's got a bit of perspective. And then I might bring that out to there somewhere. That just sort of comes out to there. Yep, I'm happy with that. That's good. Alright, I'm going to get some rocks in there. Need some rocks in it because that way I've got a line of perspective of where to go. So here we have the distance. The base of the cave, whatever, is about there somewhere. So it gives me the thickness of the wave. And then I've got this, such a lovely curve. It actually curves around. So it's sort of more like that. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, from here I'm just going to get some colour. So I'm mixing up some dioxine purple and some green, pine green. I'm only using the Joe Sonia and Italia at this stage, and a little bit of titanium white. So I've got this sort of blocking colour. What I'm now going to do is just block in the darker shades where they occur here, just to try and get some sort of darks, because you don't have light without dark. My granddad taught me that. And I always try and paint the sides as I go because it looks better. Okay, that's good. Maybe a little bit darker, a little bit greener, just in those areas there. And as it gets in more in the distance, I want to keep those shades light so it gives you the idea of aerial perspective. I'm pretty happy with that. I've covered over my buildings, but that's okay, I know where they're going. And this is what we call underpainting. So what I'm doing now is I'm just doing the underpainting, and purple is a lovely colour to do as an underpainting for green, because it gives a beautiful contrast when it comes to bringing out all the tones of the green. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. And I'm just going to put a bit more in there. It's slightly darker there. There's a bit dark zone. Not too dark, just enough that it just shades that off. And I don't know when I'll put that rock in. I might leave that rock. I might leave that rock out of it, make the beach across. So there you go. So now I'm going to add some yellow oxide just into here, and I'm going to get those lovely shapes into the hillside. So where that building is there, that building there, I'm going to line that up in that bottom of the rock there. There you go. Yeah, it's okay. You go.
Nice, brother.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to start it. Come back and see later.
Yeah. I want to see later, yeah?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So now we look at that line there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks to that point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what I'm going to do is just somehow get that angle of this rock here, because that to me is one of the main features. And that rock starts directly under that main hut. So you can start to see the main hut here. that rock there falls directly under there like that. So that width of that rock is the width of that house, if that makes sense. Hey, how you going? So I'll just keep going with this off camera just to get some of these rocks in, and then we'll come back. So now I'm using a bit more Bali recycling and I'm using titanium white, a bit of yellow ochre and a tiny bit of what's it called? Yellow light. And I'm just going to get a sand colour that's a little bit darker than what that is. So there's 3 strips. There's the water line, there's the deep water line, and then the dry water line. And it hits on an angle, the beach hits on an angle of about sort of there. So if I firstly get that line in there like that, that is my structure line. I can follow it from there. And then I add a bit of the, looks like green, it's not green. I'm actually trying to get a brown colour. A bit of raw umber. Don't need much, just a little bit. Okay, so now I've got a bit of raw umber and go with titanium white, and that's actually not too far off the mark. It's only an undercoat colour, so I want the water about, it's a bit green, I'll fix it up later. About there somewhere. Suppose I've got a bit of yellow in my brush, that's okay. I'll just go to there, I'll fix it up later. But that's the line that I'm after, and it just make it a little bit wider towards the viewer, and then it gives a bit of perspective. Okay, so go back to this colour again. I've mucked that up now. I've got too much yellow on that. But that's okay. I'll play with that in a minute. I want to get this darker tone in. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll just block it in. Ta-da-da. Okay, we'll need more white. This is not the greatest palette in the world, I'm getting all over my fingers, but in an aeroplane you can't carry too many things, so you've kind of got to make do with what you get when you get here, sort of thing. But that's okay. Maybe I'll buy less t-shirts next time, who knows. So, okay, there we go, let's see there. Angle, blocked in. Yeah, that's alright, I'll lighten it up in a sec. And then I just want to do that yellowy green colour in the water, about there somewhere. That's okay. Now I'm going to play with this off camera, so don't be angry with me about that. Otherwise my battery will run out. But that's the gist of it for now. I'll come back in a minute. So I'm just going to, before I finish the sand, I'm just going to put a bit of sky in. Just so I'm going to use some cerulean blue and some titanium white, and I'm just going to put that first layer down here. Probably need a bigger brush, but I don't want to get any yellow into my sky just yet, so I'm going to have to live with that brush that I've got now. Now what's important is that top of that building there, and then the top of this little section here, and then the trees go up, and I'm going to cover them over, so I want to have a little bit lower than what they actually are, so I can get what's called air holes into the sky. I'm just going to put a few little lines like that, and then That bush comes all the way down here, past the building, more or less, and then across the pier, and then out to the ocean. And it's almost a drop-off. Look, that drop-off there goes bang like that, straight off like that. So it's almost straight down. Wow, it's amazing. Okay, and then I'll get that skyline in. Now to get the skyline in, I'll use a bit more white. So I'm just going to go back to my white. And just at the top of that rock there is the skyline right there, like that. Bang. And that one there goes all the way along. So then if we... Hello, how are you going?
Sure, come and have a look.
Oh, it's just started, Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I wrecked it down. There you go.
Come on. Hi.
Beautiful.
It'll be nice when it's done. Hello.
That's also recorded.
I'm just getting some base colours in at the moment. This is what's called an underpainting. So then the greens come on top, you know, and then the colour of the sea and so forth, sand and so forth. But I'm not too interested in the clouds just yet, just enough to get some sort of tone into the distance, which is fine. I'm running out of blue. So now that I've blocked in some basic tones, working from dark to light, I'm going to now just smooth that over and finish it with some flow medium. But the problem is that I really only want to use a soft brush to do that. So I'm going to dip the brush in the flow medium and then just go over this here like that. I might even use varnish. The flow medium will allow the paint not to dry. And the varnish will give it a nice seal so it protects it. So I'll just do that. And then I'll put the colours over the top. And you'll see in a minute, it'll come to life. So I've got to be careful at the top of that building there, because I don't want to go over that. Oh, it doesn't matter, I can redo it. Oh, I went over it anyway. So there we go, bang. Okay, and then what we do is we just go like this. Oh, somehow. This is a new one, I just got this the other day. Just want to go under there, otherwise you leave a big gap. Now, that's it. So I'll go under there. That's enough. And then we seal it, and then what we do now, put that, while I've got that blue on there, we'll give it a lovely light haze over the top, and I'll come back and colour it in a sec, but we'll give it a distance, especially in the distance there. Okay. Now I can start the painting.
So I've just met this beautiful young woman from Holland.
Hi.
Can you say your name?
My name is April.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a bit a difficult name, but April. Yeah, it's a Turkish name. Yeah, I'm from Holland. Yeah, and it's
How long have you been here for now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. It's beautiful in Bali.
Yeah, where you been staying anyway?
In Ubud, Canggu,
We're
Nusa Penida.
there next week.
Yeah,
We're in next week.
where?
What's it called? Clements or something.
Yeah, so we've been in Canggu, Ubud, Nusa Penida, the east side of Bali. Now in
Yeah, come
now
through,
here.
it's alright. Plenty, just chuck it in there. No worries.
Oh God.
Here you go. Good man, thank you.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Everyone who wants to come to Bali, just come. It's very beautiful. Yeah. So great here.
Oh, isn't that the wonderful place?
Hey, buddy.
Okay, we've just been told we've got 10 minutes before he closes the door. So we've got to get into it now, so no more mucking around. So I'm just going to use a feather brush, and I'm getting some lovely technique into the hills. I don't want to get too detailed, because I'll go back into the gallery and work on this when I get back to Australia. But this is just to get some information down, especially considering I've now got to speed up. So I'm just going to get some lovely colours into here. I want to get a little bit more yellow in that distance there, because that'll bring the foreline, your closer perspective. So the closer you come to the viewer, the more yellows you would receive. Distance, more blue; closer, more yellow. So that's the general rule. And it's just going to be a very quick sketch, this one now, because I'm getting the last call to move, so I've got to be quick while we go across. There's a lovely yellow blossom. It's that blossom up there. Look at it, it's beautiful. I'll see if I can get that in there like that. Yellowy tone. That's probably all we need for that one right now. And see how the purple becomes a...
Thank you. Have a safe trip home.
I'll see you. Have a
Bye.
lovely trip.
You too.
Okay, so that's fine. Then we could detail down here, but I don't want to get too bright yet. You always leave your lightest and darkest tones until last. So I'm just going to get some of the foliage in here. I've only got 5 minutes to go, so I've got to keep moving. Otherwise I probably would have done more detail now, but I've got some photos, I can work on it later on. That's okay. Just want to get some of these branches in quickly. Where's my fine brush? Here we go. So we use one of these little fine brushes, one like that, and I just get some of the... Now what I do is I hold the brush very lightly, and just almost hardly touching. And I'll work on that quickly now. And if it leaves a little section there that's lighter than what I wanted, that's okay. I'll leave that as a highlight, that's okay. So that does its thing later on. There's another kind of a tree that sort of comes down there like that. And then there's another one here that sort of flows over the hill like that. Just sort of does its thing in the distance. I can detail that later. That's okay. And then I think what I might do too is I might put that bit of the bush there coming over the top. But that's next. Okay, next one is I'll... Put a hand down. Where's our friend?
Huh?
I finished the painting.
Nice one. Who made you?
Yeah. Oh, it's just started because the fellow had to close the shop. But
For me, yeah. I'm gonna put to my house.
yeah. Contact me on Clements Artworks. But that's the scene, you see, there's the rocks there.
Yeah.
And then this will be detailed more, you know. But you can see how it'll work.
Yeah.
I'll detail this when I get back to the studio. And then there's the people, you see.
Yeah.
I'll detail them a bit more. There you go. So, good boy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Alright, we go up this way? Oh, keep going. We're getting tom yum.
Tom yum go too.
And where are we now?
Bebek tapi sawah
In Bali.
in Bali. Yeah.
Okay.
Bebek tapi sawah.
Okay, beautiful spot. Look at that tree, that's so awesome. Yeah, that's a painting in itself. That's so nice. Wow. Oh, time for lunch.
Two small bintang.
Bintang!
Yeah, small bintang. Nice fulfill. Bali.
Thank you.
All good.
Yeah! Woo! What's this one?
Tom yum.
Beautiful, thank you.
Yeah.